Hi there. Here is my digital portfolio. My name is Kavita Mahendra, and I'm going to talk to you about my digital portfolio and all my great learning for the IRC Technology 532 class. I've absolutely loved this class, and I'm taking a lot back to my classroom. So here are my portfolio components. The first is the technology lesson that I did using RAS Plus. And the next is the technology tool that I explored and I learned a lot about, and which I will be using a lot in my classroom, which is Edpuzzle. The peer observation that I did was Nearpod. One of my coworkers used Nearpod to teach a ELA lesson, and I absolutely loved it. And the new technology tool that I'm very excited to use is Jamboard, which I was extremely nervous about even exploring, but I absolutely love it. So the website that I use to teach my students a technology lesson was RAS Plus. It's a great website where um, you can become a member and you can create your own resources. These are great resources for students, especially my ELL students. It has great different levels where students can be challenged with books from like A to Z, and it progresses. Um, and it progressively becomes a little more challenging for the kids. You can do a lot with these books. You can assign them as digital books to the students. You can add them to their collection, and they can continue reading them. The students then can listen to the book, they can read the book, and then also take a quiz afterwards. So this is a great website that I absolutely loved using. This is how a sample digital lesson looks like, and it has a lot of, on the left side, if you see, this has a lot of very interactive ways the students can use to do to work with while they are in RAS Plus. And there are pointers. It's like you can write, you can erase, you can use tool like text, you can add as you write and as you read, and also you can erase. And the screen can, you can toggle between the screen and make it bigger and smaller, and you can also print resources. And since we are face to face, I'm using a lot of print resources, which is, I think, great. This lesson that I did was for my fourth grade students, and they learned about making inferences. And they read the story, made inferences as they read, and they paused at different parts. And then there was a worksheet that they went to after like 3 or 4 pages, and they learned a lot. And I also used anchor charts while I was working with them. So it was I was able to do that, and it was a great lesson. The challenge that was faced by some of them, because I have a mixed group of ELLs, for some it was a little challenging, but as you saw, the levels can be restructured and changed. And what I am going to do is have different levels for different students, so that is easier for them, like in the future. So that is one of the things that I am going to work on. The positives are great for many activities, and I used it for inference, so that was great. The students were engaged and it was easy to navigate. I will pick a book that is easier and probably front load the theme, I think. And it is ties in with the ELL as well as the VIDA standards for social and emotional instructional language and the language of language arts. And it ties in with the ICT standards and educators as designers. And moving on to the technology tool I used was Edpuzzle. I absolutely loved Edpuzzle. It is a great tool, and I have actually gone and created my own content as I explored and as I was looking into a lot of resources. So you can see that you can create your own content here, and you can actually borrow content from your different educators, and you can create your own content. These are the different topics. Like this is the lesson that I have used, making inferences. And it is like one is there are two different lessons, but I picked and choose whichever I wanted. And these are some things that I kept in my own content, which I borrowed from my other teachers as I was working. And this is a great site. And the best part, as I will tell you when we go back to my portfolio, is it is easy to track student progress in this, which is like the best thing that I found, because you can assign work to the students, but sometimes you worry about how much they are engaged and what they are getting from it. But with this site, with this tool, you are actually able to track student progress, and it can be integrated into any LMS. You can create customized interactive video content for students, and it's a great platform for teachers. These are the timestamps which I have seen are great. As I was working with my students, they were completely engaged and they were able to stop at different timestamps. So it was not like an overwhelming lesson for them. They could pause and they could take a break and answer a question, then can go back. So I thought that was really, I felt like the students really liked it. I think the content could be simpler. I had a difficult time finding content which was easier for my ELLs. That is why I am looking for content to create my own content, which is very simplistic and easy for my ELLs. And maybe it could be more topics for them, which are more, which kind of build more of their background knowledge, and it could be made easily accessible for them. And it ties in with the VIDA standards, and also with very relevant to the ELLs, because the students communicate information, ideas, and concepts necessary in the content area of LA, and it ties in with the IST standards, because educators are designers, because we can design our own curriculum that fits our students because we really know them. But the lesson that I observed was using technology, and the site used was Nearpod, and my friend at work was amazing to create this. And the positive outcome was live participation. Students can only move through the lesson at the teacher's pace. This helps to make sure students are on track and engaged. Nearpod lesson has a collaborative board for students to make live responses. Teachers can see student answers in real time. Students have ability to work with group partners and independently on parts of the lesson. And students reflect on the skill at the end of the lesson. It's a great way for teachers to assess learning. So if you see here, she actually went ahead and helped me by creating this screencast of the lesson. She taught. I'm not going to go through the entire one, which is because it's a little long, and for you guys to explore. If you want to know more about using Nearpod to teach, because is this is a great lesson.
Using the site Nearpod is a wonderful online resource to use, especially when teaching remotely. This technology tool enables a teacher to be able to teach a lesson on a particular skill or standard that is being taught, and it ensures that the students are on pace and engaged in the lesson. So this video, I'm going to show you a Nearpod lesson that I conducted with my class for a 4th grade reading lesson. Now, we did a lesson about how to summarize a paragraph, and we were specifically looking at nonfiction passages. So this is what a home screen for my Nearpod account looks like, and this is the summarizing paragraph lesson that we did. And the option that I always choose is live participation. So this is what I would use when I'm working with my small groups virtually. And I can launch a new live participation, or if I have one saved, I can access and resume from a lesson I've already done. So if I resume this lesson, then what happens is I can post this to students through our Google Classroom, and they can join the Nearpod link, or they can also join using this code. They can go to join.nearpod.com and then type in this code, and it will bring them directly to this lesson. Also, as I said, you can link it through Google Classroom. So if I just click Google Classroom, then I can post this as an announcement, and the Nearpod link that we'll post on my Google Classroom page will take them directly to the lesson. Now I'm going to go back to the very first slide so that way you can see everything that the students were able to work through. Now, the really cool thing about this is what the students see on their screen is what I, as the teacher, am pacing through. So I have the control to move to the next slide, which also means that the students have to stay on pace with me. They are not able to flip through the slides and not be on track with where I'm at. So I love that feature with this technology tool. So these Nearpod lessons, you can also create a Nearpod lesson as an educator, or there's a lot of great already created Nearpod lessons that you can just search through the library. There will be guiding questions for the teacher to talk about with the students. Also reflecting on the reading skills that we are focusing on.
So I'm going to leave this link here for you guys to see, which, as you see, she did a lot of work to share this with us, and you can go in here and click on that link and it'll take you to that lesson that I just shared. And it's a 6-minute lesson, so I do not want to continue showing the entire thing, but it is a great tool for us to resource for us to go and take a look at. The new technology tool that I really loved was Jamboard because I have not used it before, and as I was experimenting and looking for a lot of resources to teach my students online, I tried a bunch of things, and most of them were difficult for my students, but Jamboard was amazing because with Jamboard, my ELL students felt extremely comfortable. And if you click on this link, it'll tell you more resources with Jamboard. And if you look at, this is a sample, this is where I got exposed to Jamboard the first time, and I was like freaking out because I could not understand how to use it, but then now I feel so comfortable and confident. So this is a copy of the Jamboard that was used at our Zoom staff meeting, and it was really fun because the principal put out the Jamboard because now we are all doing Zoom meetings, and she wanted to make it fun, and she's like, just tell me, create a note and tell me how you guys are feeling. How do you feel about digital tools? How are you doing today? And what is your feeling right now? And everybody like started putting in notes and stuff, and it just went on, and it became like a really cool thing, and everybody was laughing and smiling, and it kind of created a connection. And I thought this was a great activity to do for like a lot of teachers who like to have like a morning meeting where a lot of students are like online and they are getting really exhausted with like the routine of like learning. And I thought that was a really cool way to do it. That's why I just thought I would share this example. The positives with the Nearpod is it empowers students to share ideas and collaborate. Saving and sharing is easy, and boards are automatically saved, and improvements. I wish there were more tools on it to interact, and it is like slides and not on one page. The great, the best part was it is great for vocabulary practice, daily check-ins, and building background. Like if you're doing like vocabulary words, like the 10 words that a lot of teachers still do in the morning, like the beginning of the week, it's great to have the kids write the words and then post it. And I think that is like as visuals, it can be a really good thing for them to like type them out, post them, and then like make sentences. I think there's a lot that can be done with that. And it ties into the EST standards of educators as facilitators. Thank you so much. I absolutely love this technology class, and I feel I am extremely glad that I jumped in and took this step